So, and you also know acceleration is v minus u by t. So, change in velocity with respect to time is nothing but your acceleration. So, now you can tell that the total momentum before collision is equal to the total momentum after collision. First metal ball has gained some momentum. So, it passes. As it hits the second ball, it transfers its momentum to the second ball. Hello everyone, I'm Rinda, Faculty of Physics, Vidyashram Pre-University College, Mysuru, welcoming you all to the session 3 of chapter 5, and the chapter name is Law of Motion. So today in this class, we are going to study regarding the conservation of momentum and equilibrium of particles. So in our last class, you had studied Newton's first law, Newton's second law, as well as Newton's third law. So now, keeping the Newton's all three laws in our mind, let us now come to conservation of momentum. Momentum is given as product of mass and velocity, which is said to be a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity. So, for example, suppose if you consider Newton's cradle, so here it is set within 5 metal balls, which is suspended by a thin frame of wire. So, here we have got 5 metal balls. Suppose if you just pull one of the ball and just leave it aside, what happens? It gains some momentum. That is, it has got certain mass and it moves with certain velocity. This is a momentum. So here, first metal ball has gained some momentum. So it passes. As it hits the second ball, it transfers its momentum to the second ball. Again, second ball transfers it to third ball, fourth ball, fifth ball, and finally this moves to air. So this is how it transfers its energy, that is the momentum, from one to the other. So you can say that the system is conserved. So it simply tells us about the energy, that is energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can be transferred from one form to the other form, or else it can be transferred. That is all about your conservation of momentum. So we consider isolated system here with mutual force between pair of the particles, which causes change in the momentum in individual particles. So it causes change in momentum in individual particles, but the momentum is not cancelled. So here the total momentum here remains unchanged. That means the total momentum remains conserved. So it is momentum conserved. So let us see to it. So having the concept of Newton's third law of motion, that is force of A on B is equal to, that is equal and opposite reaction. Consider a body of mass m1 with its initial velocity given by u1, that is initial velocity, and final velocity by v1. So this is final velocity, which is having a mass m1. Similarly, you can consider mass m2 with initial velocity u2 and final velocity v2. So this is your initial velocity and final velocity. So you have considered two objects whose mass is m1 and m2, and m1 is having its own initial as well as final velocity, and m2 object is also having its own initial velocity as well as final velocity. So now we all know that is force is equal to mass into acceleration according to your Newton's second law of motion. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. So now force is equal to mass into acceleration, which is equal to again mass into acceleration. So, and you also know acceleration is v minus u by t. So change in velocity with respect to time is nothing but your acceleration. So substitute for acceleration, you have got this is the mass for the particle 1 and this is the mass for the particle second one. So here acceleration is v1 minus u1 divided by t. So this set of the equation is for the first set of object, which is equal to minus m2 of v2 minus u2 divided by t. So now on simplifying, m1 v1 minus m1 u1 divided by t is equal to minus m2 v2 minus into minus, it is plus m2 u2 divided by t. So t cancels with t. So what remains is m1 v1 minus m1 u1 is equal to minus m2 v2 plus m2 u2. So take m2 v2 towards your left hand side. So it is like m1 v1 plus m2 v2 and m1 u1 plus m2 u2. So now you can tell that the total momentum before collision is equal to the total momentum after collision. This mass and velocity, the product of mass and velocity is nothing but momentum. So you can just tell that momentum before collision is equal to momentum after collision. That is initial momentum and final momentum both are equal. If one is equal to the other, then you can tell that the system is said to be conserved. So this is all about conservation of momentum. So general example what I can give on conservation of momentum is, one is here recoiling of the gun. That is, as the bullet passes from the gun, the velocity of the bullet will make the gun to recoil. So there is a other force which is acting backwards. So this is what like momentum before collision as well as after collision, whatever I had explained you. The same thing will apply to your recoiling of the gun as well as the rocket which is set into orbit. That is, the gas chamber which is present over there releases certain gas which is ejected downwards, wherein the rocket gains the force and move upwards. So there is momentum wherein it is conserved. So that is all about your conservation of momentum. So here next topic is equilibrium of particles. So in equilibrium of particles, the term equilibrium means it is the net external force acting on an object is zero. So the net external force which is acting on an object is said to be zero. That is, there is force which is acting on an object but both cancels each other because of its equal magnitude as well as its opposite direction. Suppose if you consider two forces, that is, this is F1, F2, two forces with same magnitude but opposite direction. So you have got F1 is equal to minus of F2. Both are one and the same. Even you can consider if both are opposite direction but equal in magnitude. So you can just give it as F2 is equal to your F1. So you can just give as F1 is equal to minus of, instead of F2 you can just take F1, cancels. So you can see that it is conserved. That is, the particles are in equilibrium. The net external force acting on it is 0. So that is all about your equilibrium of particles for two forces given over here. Now suppose if you are considering three concurrent forces. So concurrent forces means the force which is acting at a point. So here we have got three concurrent forces wherein the two forces must be equal to the third force. Okay, so here two forces are equal to the third force. Then you can say that the particles of a system are in equilibrium. So that is a simple topic on equilibrium of particles for you to understand what is meant by particle in equilibrium. That is, the net external force which is acting on an object is 0. So in today's class we had studied regarding the conservation of momentum as well as equilibrium of particles. Conservation of momentum means the total momentum of an isolated system remain conserved. That is, the initial momentum becomes equal to the final momentum. So you had derived by using Newton's second law of motion as well as third law of motion, and finally you just concluded that initial momentum is equal to the final momentum. That is all about conservation of momentum with certain examples. Next was your equilibrium of particles. When can you say that the particles are in equilibrium? You can say the particles are in equilibrium when the net external force is 0. Got it? So that is all for today. Thank you. Have a good day.